Robin, what's the health like going into the weekend game?
Not too bad. Longy obviously hurt his hamstring last week. He'll be out. But I think most everyone else is in. I have to go back and look at them.
Oso and Kerr, they were the two that sort of went down last time.
Yeah, DK, neither of them trained early in the week, but they've both been in full training last 2 days. His last 2 days? We'll start it today, and I think they'll both be available.
And do you plan to sort of continue, as you used Luka last week, you plan to continue giving other players a chance to have a look?
Yeah, I think for us, we do want to get some questions answered. Uncertainty about some players for sure, so that's always in our mind at this point. But first and foremost is we're trying to win games and we're trying to get points, and certainly we want to look at a lot of our players who maybe we haven't seen a ton of, but it's finding the right time to put them in.
Would Vilsaint fall into that category?
Yeah. Jules has done really well in certain instances, and I think I said this after his first outing. He's a player that we're intrigued by. It's not too often you see 6'4" guys with feet that soft and a good soccer sense. So he's a player that certainly we want to have some questions answered by the end of the year.
Speaking to James earlier this week, he reminded me something that Greg used to say about sort of playing young players, and it said it sort of defeats the purpose of having like a starting 11 with like 7 or 8 young players, because the point isn't to see how they do with each other. It's more about how they do with sort of the experienced players. If you want to see how they do with young players, you can just see how they play with you too.
Correct.
I get that you're of the same sort of view.
Yeah, and part of the reason is not to deny anyone opportunities to play, but it's to give the guys who are playing the best possible chance to succeed. Right. And I think it's only fair. So it's unlikely that we would field 7 new faces, because I don't think it would be fair to any of the 7 of them. So the idea is we want to look at players, but we want to look at them in the best possible environment that gives them the best possible chance for success.
I know these like last 5 games are in part, I mean, as you said, you want to win games, but they're also in part about sort of evaluating guys ahead of end of season roster decisions. But Robin, do you and Jason, do you have a good idea now about who's going to be back next year? I mean, how much will these sort of last games sort of inform those decisions, do you think?
I think they'll inform the decisions quite a bit. I mean, we have a lot of players who are coming out of contract. We have a lot of guys that we like. And we have to figure out, it's one thing not to bring players back. It's another thing to have an idea of who you're going to replace them with. So everything is kind of happening at the same time. So I would say that these games are important. They're important for all of us. We're all being judged on our performances, coaches, players, everyone. We're being judged on performances for sure. So while we want to look at players, we want to get results, we're trying to do everything at the same time, and I think it's only natural. We're all in these positions because we're competitive people, and to just say, oh, we're going to look at players we don't care about results, that would never happen for us, because we, at the end of the day, I've said this many, many times, until the very end, you're trying to win every single challenge, every single half, every single game. That's just the mentality.
What are you expecting from Columbus, Robin? Always a difficult team, a great coach, but they've given up a lot of goals in the last 2 games.
Yeah, they're excellent. Let's not mince words. They're excellent. They play really well. They have a philosophy and a game model that they've achieved a great deal of success with, and I think, like everything else, it's kind of your risk tolerance, risk versus reward. And yes, they've given up a few goals in the last 2 games, but if you look at the body of work over 2 to 3 years, they're much more in the positive than they are in the negative. So for them, obviously battling for spots in the playoffs and home playoffs and all that sort of thing. So I think they'll be disappointed to have lost the game last night, and I think it'll be a very tough game because because of that race for points, I think they'll be very, very motivated to beat us at home.
Just circling back to Kevin Long, do you have a sense of how serious the hamstring injury is, or how long you might be out for?
I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, we don't have a lot of time left in the year. I don't think it's, he has a chance for Saturday, put it that way, so it's not anything that's immediate like that. And we'll just see over the next couple of weeks.
And it looked like Sigurd had I don't know if it's a soft cast or something on his arm. Is he okay? Or?
Yeah, he's okay. Hand injury from the last game.
Okay.
So he's all right.
He'll be able to play on that.
Yeah.
What's been your take on Kevin this season? He seems like a very stable presence back there, a big player.
That's a very good way to put it. When I think about Longy, he makes me think about the English Championship, like battling physical battles, aerial challenges, being physical in challenges on the ground, making it difficult for forwards. I feel like he is, in my mind, and having not played in the championship, but I feel like he's a prototypical defender in the championship who, one of the things that I've really come to like about Longy is that he is in every game for the battle. And he never shies away from a challenge. He never shies away from aerial challenges. And he's been really a huge part of our ability to defend and defend against certain types of forwards. And the thing is, when you see players of that size, and that's really what if you'd say what Longy's thing is, it's his physical presence. The thing that's underrated, I think, is his speed. And so when you have that sort of strength, aerial prowess, ability, and willingness to battle, and speed, I agree with you. He's been very much a stabilizing force for us.
And sorry, John, you've only given up 4 goals in 5 games, so things are coming together.
I think it's been a good run. And if you look at, we talk about this, I think we gave up 12 goals in our first 5 games, which is an avalanche of goals to give up. But I think since then, if you look at the number of goals we've given up, I would say we are among the best teams in the league or have been among the best teams in the league at not conceding. Goalkeepers have been fantastic. The defenders, the midfielders, actually the whole group defending from front to back has been really committed. And it's certainly something we're proud of, and we feel like it's a good foundation for where we want to go. So if we have that mentality that we're going to be hard to play against, we're not going to give up a lot of chances, certainly hopefully not a lot of goals, and then we get better and better on the attacking end. It seems like the formula that we're looking for.
And on offense, with Geordie, has he come as advertised? Are you seeing anything in him that perhaps you hadn't expected?
Yeah, I think Georgie's good at everything, which is a really nice piece for us to have. He can play under pressure. He can hold the ball under pressure. He can find options. He can hit pretty much any pass, and is a real threat from distance as a shooter. And I think he's been really, really good for us, and he's only going to get better the more settled in he gets.
You ended your playing career in Columbus. In that 2004 season was especially strong as you won. I think you guys won the Supporters' Shield that year, and you won the Defender of the Year. Do you have special feelings going back? I know it's a lot of people are gone. It's a different stadium and everything. But
I think I think those are the biggest things. At a different stadium, people are gone. It doesn't feel like the same. When I'm in that stadium, it feels nothing like the old stadium. Sure. But there is a little bit of nostalgia when it comes to Columbus. I had, like I said, I finished my career there. Supporters' Shield in my second to last year. Last year there was a disaster. We had a lot of injuries, a lot of young players, and it was a disappointing way to go out. But Columbus has always held a special place in my heart. It was a place I didn't want to go. I tried to not
really?
go. Yeah. And once Greg Andrulis was great. He had me fly up, look around, this, that, and the other. And by the end, I saw just great people, great city. And I loved my time there. I really did. So I'd say my initial impressions were that it's not a place I wanted to be. And after I spent some time there, really came to enjoy the people, the city, and the organization, to be quite honest. I know a lot has changed since then, but when we're in Columbus, it still feels a little bit like, this has been home before.
Can I ask you about your goalkeepers, the games remaining? Do you have a plan for who you want to play in them, or was Luca a one-time thing?
No, I think we're going to continue to make sure that we look at both. I think Sean has had an absolutely fantastic year. I've said it so many times. The fact that he's not in the national team shocks me, because what he did for the first half of the season was unbelievable. And I say the first half of the season because I think in the second half of the season we have been better as a group. And we were just talking about it yesterday. Like, remember the days when Sean was making 3 unbelievable saves a game? And it's too much to ask of a goalkeeper, but that's the position we were in, and that's what he did for us. So Sean's had a fantastic year, and he will play more. Luca will play some as well, and I think we have a really, really good group of goalkeepers, and certainly want to give them opportunities.
Jules, you're facing Columbus again. You had a good experience against them last time. First of all, do you remember that first your debut, what that was like against them?
Of course I do. Always an exciting game against them. Also scored my first professional goal against them, so always excited to face a great team. You know that they've achieved a lot in a couple of years, so pretty exciting, to be honest.
What are you expecting from them?
I know they'll come strong because they're fighting for a playoff spot right now, so we expect it to be a fight. Offensively, defensively, we will try our best to do what we need to do and get a result out of it.
You've been here, I think, just a little over a month now. Are you settled? How are you finding everything?
Yes, it's top. You know, everybody's good. Everybody's treating me with the respect that I deserve. So it's been top. You know, I love it here. So can't complain about it.
Do you still have like a home somewhere else and all your belongings somewhere else?
Of course, you know, I have my stuff in Montreal with my family. So when everything's done, I just go back to stay with my family over there.
What's the mood like in camp, Jules, especially after the result on last Saturday, which kind of like officially eliminated you from the playoff race?
Yeah, it's pretty, how can I say, vibe is always nice, you know, we still try to get results. We've been undefeated for 5 games now. So right now we're just more pushing to get the 3 points and just fighting to get 3 points every game and finishing on a good note.
Soccer is a business as well as a sport, obviously, and so you're always playing for your job, but more so this end of the season because there are a lot of players on expiring contracts. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that kind of pressure, or do you just try and stay at the moment and do what you do?
Yeah, me, I just always stay in the moment. Always try to have discussions at the end of the year. I feel like it's more important for me to just focus on my playing time, getting goals, and just staying healthy. So when the time is gonna come, we'll talk about it. But now, just focusing on really playing.
And I was wondering about your time in Montreal with Jordy. Had he left just before you joined the first team, or was there any kind of time?
Yeah, he had left when I arrived already. So I was already, I think, in PSV in Netherlands. So yeah, we didn't meet each other. We just started getting to know each other now.
You're obviously getting to see him in training a lot and in the games you're there. What is it like playing with him?
It's tough because he sees everything, you know. Very good offensive guy, great guy on and off the field as well. So it's tough playing with him.
What's been your impression of Robin as a coach this far?
It's good. He treats everybody like a normal human being. I feel like that's what I like in coaches, that, you know, you can have normal discussion with them about everything. Just like a dad, you know, treats you like a kid, you're his kid, family. So it's tough, you know, we talk about everything. If I'm uncomfortable with certain things, if I'm comfortable in things, so it's good.